Welcome to the last episode of the 9cubed series. What a way of ending this episode other than talking to the phenomenal Professor Phakeng, who is the Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Town. Prof. Phakeng does not need any introduction on the African continent and most parts of the world. So let's go and hear what she had to say. Okay, first of all, thank you so much, Mama P, aka Deputy Mother, aka Professor Phakeng, for making time to have a chat with me. And I must put it on record that this is the first interview she's doing after the installation of a role at Bristol University. So thank you so much for making time.
Thank you, guys.
I wanted us to start with by you telling us a little bit about your upbringing. Some of the interesting things. I know you grew up in very interesting times in South Africa. How was your upbringing?
I mean, it was interesting. It was mainly in the township of Harangua, but also in the village of Marapiani, where I started school, where my paternal grandparents are. And of course, it's interesting. The village there were times in the village where it was a wonderful time. Harvest time is always a great time. You want to be there, But there's a time when we stayed there full time, and I started school there. And school was a place to go. We all wanted to go to school. We yearned for it. There was even a thing that you can go to school if you can touch your ear.
Oh, yes.
So we always measured ourselves whether we were ready for school. And so I remember school being a happy place, a place that I wanted to go. It was never a place that you don't want to go. From grade 1, school is that. Actually, I was thinking the other day that I have never missed a day of school all my life.
What?
Yes, sick or not, I've attended every day, and even at varsity, I always went to class. Like I've never missed, right? So it's not as if one was forced. It's at least in basic education, it was something that I felt, school was a happy place, and I keep wondering, is it because I didn't find it difficult to learn. I caught information easier. Maybe that was the idea. Is it because we were too poor at home, that there was nothing to do at home? It could be. I recall. I did grade 1, grade 2 in the village, and then from grade 3 I went to Harangua. And in Harangua, in grade 1, grade 2, there was no time to go home because it was even far. So there wasn't a thing about break. We walked about 7 to 10 kilometers to get to school. And when we went back to the township, the school was closer to home. And 11 o'clock, there was a 30-minute break. And people went to buy some food to eat. Some people went home and we went home. People went home to eat, whatever. And I can recall that I would go home, I would walk around the house, change, leave the books that I'm not going to use after break, drink water and go back. And I was telling someone not long ago that at that time, actually, when I was in the township, there was no feeding in school. And fainting after break was something that was very regular.
Wow.
Even in the township school, there was a sick room with a sponge mattress where because fainting was regular. I've been to the sick room. You faint, and the teachers never used to freak out. And then now I realize it's because we are hungry. Because they would give you a hammer and they would make you drink water.
Wow.
And you stay there for an hour or two, you go back to class, or school is out, you go. But it was every day there was someone fainting in my class at least. And in retrospect, it's only because people were hungry. It was all those kids who, like me, would go home and there's no bread, there's nothing to eat, there's no leftover from last night. Poverty is serious, so you just drink water, you go home. You go back to school. And school used to go on until 4 because at 2 o'clock we take a break, an hour break again, we go home, or hang around those one. From 3 to 4, it's study time. There's no teaching.
High school or primary?
High school.
High school.
Yeah, well, from middle school. At that time, I mean, as you said, I grew up in an interesting time. When independent states came, Uputatswana happened to us.
Oh.
And in Uputatswana, they introduced middle schools, which were from grade 7 to 9.
Yes.
Thank you. Grade 7 to 9. Those were middle schools. So middle schools also went up to 4 o'clock. But I mean, I had fun. I wanted to do everything. I mean, I was too small. I was the smallest, the shortest, the tiniest probably. But at the beginning of the year, it's time for athletics. I'll be there. Even if I ran faster than anyone, I would never be in the team. And then in the choir, I'll be in the choir, singing. And the week before the choir competitions, I'll be one of those that's taken out. Because your voice is never good enough. They take the girls who have a bit of flesh.
Yes.
I think the thing that they kept me on for was the drum measurements.
Oh.
Yeah, the drum measurements. When I was in middle school, I did the drum measurements. There I was needed. I was made to feel. They made me feel here I'm wanted. Here is a place for you. You know. So it was. I was an active child. Even though I wasn't the right age, the right size, because I was always underage and underweight and under the required height.
So you started school much earlier?
I started at 5, going for 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you used to call it standard 10, right? Grade 12.
Standard 10, yes.
Yeah. So you were in standard 10. How did you decide that you want to pursue a career in STEM?
Well, I mean, it was. My parents, by the way, wanted me to be a doctor. Yeah, as long as you do maths, but they didn't say it's because I'm doing maths, because my brother didn't do maths. But actually, we were not aware, because my brother was the smart one at home.
Okay.
Yeah. So at home they never talked about STEM or whatever. My dad always said you've got to be excellent at everything. So we were supposed to get top marks for everything.
Yeah.
And so my brother got top marks for a lot of things, or everything probably. So he was seen as the smart ones. We did science, all of us. My sister and my adopted brother, we all did STEM. So me coming after my brother, and I grew up in Garambua. By the way, where I grew up, the TUT Garambua campus was built whilst I was a teenager. So there was a bush there where TUT is. And the walls went up with us watching our bush go away, because we used to catch butterflies. We used to catch butterflies there. Yeah. And the residents of TUT, basically I can see TUT from home.
Oh.
Yeah. And Medusa was built also whilst I was a teenager at high school. So, being in an environment, and Medusa is not far. I mean, I don't see it from home, but it's not far. I can walk to Sifakomagatu. So, growing up in a place where TUT and Medusa coming up, many parents wanted their children to go to Medusa, because it was a place that was going to graduate doctors. So there was something about that as well. But I didn't like biology. I really didn't like chemistry, but I only liked maths. I mean, the physics, the chemistry, the biology were just things I did, So I didn't apply for them. Instead, I applied for dietetics. Because they wanted me to apply to Medusa. I had to apply to Medusa.
Yes.
So I decided, okay, I'm just going to apply for dietetics. And then, of course, dietetics, they were taking 20 students, whatever. And so when I didn't get accepted, I applied to go to University of the North. Of course, I had for me, there was no other choice. I had to do mathematics because it was something that I felt comfortable with.
Yes.
So I thought I should do something that I'm comfortable with. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I didn't know that at university I'll have to take other subjects and how it works. I just thought, as long as I do this. Well, because it was something, I wasn't the smartest kid. I was just one of the kids. So I thought this is something I feel comfortable with. So this is what I'm going to do, you know. So, and I didn't know that it's also prestigious. Because my parents never talked about it. Yeah, and interestingly, I even went, University of the North took me, and my dad refused, said, I can't go to TEFLO. And he said, if you go to TEFLO, you're going to come back pregnant. It's interesting at that time.
Okay, because of the distance, or?
No, because the reputation of TEFLO. Those were the days of cartoons. I don't know if you guys know about cartoons. You don't know? Well, in Black universities, and TEFLO was very well known for this, that every Monday they release a cartoon and put it at the plaza, or the place where everyone goes past, student union or whatever. And the cartoon, I'm just almost switching this, but the cartoon was mainly what happened over the weekend.
Oh.
And it was always the girl who got drunk.
Wow.
And whatever they did. So there was always, even at Unibo, it was there, the cultural cartoon. It wasn't as rife, all the Black universities had it. But TEFLO was known for that. But it was also known that, in the township, there were not many people who were going to university when I grew up. So the thing that trends in the township then becomes so-and-so's daughter came back, she's pregnant. Or so-and-so's daughter, Uchileke semester. Because the semester at that time used to eat people. Like literally. They wouldn't go back. So it would be, those are the things that trended in the township if someone came back pregnant or they didn't go back because, and it was academic exclusion, Uchileke semester, So I guess my dad had enough stories of girls who came back because they are pregnant, and he said, I hate Mangope, but Unibo is a new university. I'm sure it's a good university, and the Tswana girls are different. The Tswana men are not. They are going to be. It's not going to be as unruly as TEFLO. TEFLO is just, you are just going to come back corrupt and pregnant. So, and my brother was not impressed because my brother went to University of Zululand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At that time, there were a few universities.
Yes.
Zululand, you either go to Ongoye, Unibo. And Unibo or Transkei, they were not very respected. I remember my brother saying, oh, you're going to glorified high school.
Wow.
Yeah, people used to say that. But where are they now? The glorified high school people.